Hello, what's going on? It's the Tai Chi dude. Thought I record a video here. Had some time. My kids are training in martial arts. I like to have my kids train in martial arts, and they don't train in kung fu. They have a dad who teaches kung fu, but that's one of my rules: is whatever style you want, just train and pick up the skills, and then when you get older, you can decide what you want to do, whatever you want to master. So I wanted to give you a little bit of my background, tell you a little bit of history about my background and why I decided to learn Kung Fu, and also where I'm going with things and why number one, the benefits of practicing Kung Fu, and why I find it appealing and why it can appeal to many martial artists. It may not be your main style, but I think there's something to benefit from everyone. Okay, so I'll tell you, my story begins with I was looking at different martial arts. I have friends who wrestled in high school. I have friends who are really big into the jiu-jitsu. I have friends who are really big into the stand-up. I was working with someone who had studied Hapkido. Okay, we don't talk about that, as you don't hear it as often, but this was a very tough individual. Okay, and so I take everything, what everybody says, and I try to evaluate, and I really do hear and take to heart people's experiences and what they're what they've learned. And so I had a coworker. I want to say thank you, Gary. This was a long time ago. This is another coworker who had done Tai Chi, and he was telling me about a martial art that you focus all of your energy into one punch. And I was fascinated. I was like, okay, interesting. And so that was, if I were to say where the journey of Tai Chi started, it would be with his recommendation. Okay. Now, at the same time, I was actually looking at expanding my knowledge here. I had just graduated with a business degree from Cal Poly Pomona, and it was right about the time where everybody were kind of that, where we're at now, where people kind of see the where the job market didn't really match up to the education, right? And so it was during that time, and I was looking at getting into the health field, and I wanted some type of certification, and I had stumbled across acupuncture, and had applied to go to acupuncture grad school, and everything coincided at the same time. So I looked at everything, and I was like, oh, Tai Chi, interesting. So I had this inclination and did the research and decided to pursue higher education. At the same time, I'm working with someone who had introduced the concept of Tai Chi, and then I put it together. I was like, wait a minute. And I did a little bit of research, and I said, they all tie in together. Why not learn Tai Chi and Kung Fu as a martial art? And I learned traditional Chinese medicine and acupuncture all at the same time. And I'm telling you, it was, I call those the golden age, great days. And so that's where I pursued. So my first introduction into martial arts was actually, first in speaking with people, but my first class training was in Wushu, long fist Wushu, the contemporary Wushu. So that's a little bit of my background. Now I want to tell you why practicing Kung Fu is beneficial, okay? Because there's a lot of assumptions that can come with it. There's, I want to say this as someone who is a proud American. I grew up here in Southern California, love SoCal, and, I feel that there's certain concepts that can be implemented into our daily lives, especially now. So first benefit of practicing Kung Fu is the health. To improve your vitality, to improve your flexibility, to improve your longevity, to improve to reduce your stress, to improve your focus, to improve your clarity. There are many health benefits associated with Tai Chi. Okay, so that's the first thing, is that it's going to help your overall health. Second thing, it introduces you to a new culture. Okay, and so my understanding in terms of Chinese culture and understanding people who have traveled here, come to America to come for a better life, to share what they know, and not to have any kind of inclination, right? Some of my Sifus have been some of the greatest mentors, people in my life, right? Help me to get through tough times, help me to eat, help me to do this, right? You know, when you're a college student. So, you know, I think, and I'll tell you this, even if you don't understand everything, even if you don't agree with anything, at least it helps you to not promote the hate. That's the most important, is that you may not understand everything where someone comes from, and again, you may not agree with everything, but at least you don't have to say things or hold a prejudice or anything like that. Those issues can get it can really help to deal with that, right? So that's the second reason why learning Kung Fu is beneficial, because you get to learn about people. Okay, the third reason for learning Kung Fu, right, the benefits, and you might think, well, should be the first or whatever. Okay, third reason is for self-defense. Okay, Kung Fu has a long tradition of being used. If you understand actual Kung Fu, Gong Fu, you know it's been used traditionally for many centuries, right? In terms of being able to, and it's not just for military purposes. A lot of styles were created from just individuals who have been training, passed down throughout the family, whatever the case may be, from student to teacher. Okay, and so Kung Fu is not the only martial art out there. Obviously, you know, I've seen all the videos, seen the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the Muay Thai and the karate, and you know, this idea of which martial art is better has always kind of had this always clouded the martial arts arena. And so it's not necessarily which martial art is better, but which one's going to fit into what you're looking for and help you to learn how to defend yourself the best. Okay, and so that's where we're at in terms of trying to I'm just gonna move here. That's where we're at in terms of trying to find what's best for the student, right? I always recommend for students to study something like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, something where, like, okay, you have this kind of regimented, structured training that you know is effective, and you can pass along to different, it doesn't matter who it is, they can apply it. I feel like sometimes with different Kung Fu styles, Kung Fu does take a little bit of a learning curve in terms of adaptability and things like that. And you know what, for some people that might not work, right? They may not have the time or just the efficiency, right? You want to learn something that's gonna help actually protect you, right? And Kung Fu can do that, right? Karate can do that. A lot of these traditional arts can do that. It's not like they just kind of disappeared. It's just kind of more the spotlight is focused on whatever's kind of used for main mixed martial arts, MMA and things like that. But it doesn't remove the effectiveness. And a lot of these traditional moves are used. Sometimes you don't hear about it. They won't like make a big fuss about it, but they're using moves that have been used traditionally in these different styles. So, you know, Kung Fu, I feel, speaks to individuals. If it's something that flows with you, that's great. If it's something that doesn't fit into kind of what you're looking for in terms of martial arts styles, protection, things like that, there's still something that you can extrapolate from the teachings and then apply to your own style, right? That's what we call learning. So enjoy these times in terms of speaking and talking, and actually do well. You know, a lot of people actually like it when We do these talking videos, so so I want to do more. So wish you the best. Please don't forget to subscribe, like the video if you like, and stay tuned. We have more information coming, more training, more philosophy, more to help you develop. Peace.